explorers, the seekers of truth. It is these pioneers who define the future of mankind.
The others, they're done. No amount of money's gonna get them through those mountains.
The lost city's up there, somewhere.
That's gonna be a hell of a climb.
I'm not turning back.
I know.
You should stay here with them.
Yo, what's up guys? Gamerverse back again here to do another review for you guys. Today we are actually reviewing Rise of the Tomb Raider. Yes, this is a bit of an old game. It was introduced back in the year 2015. It is developed by Crystal Dynamics and published by Square Enix. The reason why I'm reviewing it in 25 is because I love revisiting the classics and games that are still worth playing, even though they are old. Some of them are old but gold, like this one. And like you guys know how I do my reviews, I give you guys a couple of topics, and then at the end of the video, I give my final verdict and I give my final score as well. So yeah, thanks for clicking on this video. I really do appreciate it. And now let's get into the first topic for the review. I'll give you guys a little bit of overview for the plot. As you know, it's Lara Croft, and it's her journey to uncover the secret of immortality. If you guys didn't know that, that is actually just the main plot of the story. And there's a lot of things that happen along the way, quests and things that you can do. How well does the story hold up though? It does actually hold up quite good. It's all about Lara's journey to find this secret artifact. There's some good character development in the story and quality writing. Actually, the writing is actually really good. Quality writing. Yeah, so this story does really hold up, and Lara's journey in this game is very, very unique. And compared to the other Tomb Raiders, I would say it is one of the best in the trilogy. I think the recent Tomb Raider games, right? Um, so yeah, that's an overview. I don't want to give you guys too much info on the story, so you can uncover it yourself. But the story is really good. Um, it it could have had some more things to make it pop out a little bit more. But at the end of the story, you understand why certain things happen, and it ends up being a really heartwarming story, and you discover why Laura's intentions are actually the way they are in the story, and you get to understand a little bit more about her too. Yeah, that's it for story. Next, I do want to talk about the gameplay. So the core gameplay loop of the game is exploration, combat, platforming, and then puzzles. It's basically the core gameplay loop for every 2 minute game, right? You got your exploration, you got combat, you got the platforming, jumping on things, puzzles, and then also with a mix of action, a couple of survival mechanics, and it does still feel very engaging, even though Tomb Raider is now quite an old game. The gameplay loop is still really, really engaging, and they find ways to really make it interesting as well. There's a balance between the linear story moments and the open world exploration in the game. If you didn't know, there is open world exploration in the game, so you get to explore a couple of open world stuff, even though it's actually like level based. There is parts in the game where you get to explore a certain area on that specific map depending where you are in the story and how you progress, of course. Yeah, that's it for gameplay, guys. Next, I do want to talk about the graphics and the visuals. From a 2025 perspective, how does the game look today? Um, I'll be honest with you, there are noticeable aging in the textures and in the lighting and the animations. You do see the difference in regards to like today's, yeah, like in regards to today's standards. there is a lot of differences, but it does really hold up. And there's also a couple of enhancements that you can do through mods, and then RTX features that can be applicable depending on finding the mods for PC, depending if you play on PC or PS4. I don't think there's been an update for the Tomb Raider series, like a remaster. A remaster would actually be good for this game just to enhance the graphics even more. And yeah, so the graphics, I would say it's not that bad, and it kind of holds up a little bit. It's not like you look at the game and it's like, I don't like playing this because of the graphics. It actually holds up decently. Yeah, but I feel like there is noticeable details depending on how you look for these comparisons when it comes to the graphics. Next, let's talk sound. Let's talk sound.
Discovery, tangible evidence of the immortal soul.
I loved Richard. I would have married him if he'd asked. But he was a broken man. I don't want to see you end up like him.
But Anna, he was right. It was everyone else who was wrong. The tomb's in Syria.
Syria? Oh God, Laura, no. This is madness. Get your life sorted. Go home to the manor.
You know I can't go back there.
But this obsession ruined your father.
I saw something. Something I can't explain. Now I understand what Dad was going through.
Quality of the voice acting, of course, I think it was really well done. And then the soundtrack enhanced the experience actually really good. There's a couple of songs in there that really got the mood going in certain parts of the game, in certain action set pieces. Yeah, and I would say the sound quality actually holds up really well. The sound design really good. Yeah, I felt quite immersed in the sound, and the voice acting was a little bit now and then it wasn't that good, but for most of the time it was bearable. So yeah, for a game that came out in 2015, 2016, I would say, yeah, it could have been a little bit better. But I mean, if you played it back then, you would be like, wow. And then compared to today's standards, it's a little bit different, right? So, yeah, that's it for sound. Next, I do want to talk about the performance on PC 2025. I would say it does run really good. It's just there are some particular parts in the game where it does drop, like the FPS drops to like 30 frames per second on the cutscenes, which is not that bad. A lot of games have that where it's like the cutscenes it only runs on 30 frames per second and you can't actually change that setting. It's like built into the game. And the comparison of different settings in the resolutions, it actually still does the same thing. There is particular parts in the game where the FPS drops to 40 and sometimes like 35, but there aren't any like technical issues, there aren't any bugs, crashes, nothing like that, no compatibility problems. So for that, I think they really did well in regards to the performance. So yeah, but for most of the time, the game will run on 60 frames per second, depending on if you have your VSync on or if you have your VSync off, and then obviously you would have more than 60 frames, just depending on your preferences. Yeah, that's it for performance, guys. Next, I do want to talk about replayability. Is there any side content? There is actually. There's some side content. There's the optional tombs, there's the collectibles, there's challenges. There's also the DLCs and the expansion, Baby Yaga, Cold Darkness, Endurance Mode. So it does actually still offer a lot of value in 2025 because there's like all these DLCs and these expansions in the game. So yeah. So yeah, I think that the DLCs will keep you busy, and it does offer replayability in that regard. But in terms of the story, there is only one ending that you can get. There's no different endings. So enjoy the game while you're playing through it. Do the side content and all of that. Yeah, that's it for replayability. Now let's talk verdict. Who should play this game? Is it worth revisiting or experiencing for the first time? And I'll give you guys my final rating as well. I think anybody should really play this game. If you're a fan of action games, platforming, puzzle games, this one is definitely up there. And I would say it's definitely worth revisiting also. And even if you didn't play it, like myself, I didn't play it back when it released. It's great to experience for the first time also, and it is a really good game with a good story and some really good content in it. And I think my final rating for this game would be a solid 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10. Yeah, that's my final score. And a little bit of my personal thoughts is like the action in the game really got me. Like there's the weapon system. You can upgrade your weapons. There's blueprints to find different weapon mods. And there's a lot of like open discovering that you can do, open world stuff. And yeah, I just think the game deserves a solid 8 out of 10. And yeah, those are my final thoughts. Let me know what you guys thought of the game, if you've played it, if you are experiencing it for the first time. And of course, if you like this video, please leave a like, subscribe to my channel for some more awesome content like this. And I'll see you guys in another video. I've been Gamerverse, and thanks for watching, guys.